Wicked Talks.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the big show live at Natalie Seafood Kitchen in Fallston. It is June 6th. I'm excited.
6th?
Show 55, right?
55 live from Natalie Seafood.
Pretty wild. I'm pretty stoked about it too, man. Like, we keep going. We're like the little engine that could.
And it's beautiful weather out here today. Sunny, around 80 degrees.
It's amazing out
Perfect
here today.
weather.
You should be here. It's packed here already. Still some seats left at the tables and stuff. Couple at the bar here, the inside restaurant.
Saw our friend Steve Rouse, who was on the show yesterday.
Who came by yesterday, is here in person. I'm pretty excited.
See if we can grab him just for a quick minute and say hi at some point.
We'll get him over or something if we can. He's here with the beautiful Miss Vicky, though. He's just trying to enjoy himself, I think.
Right.
So I don't like to bother guys when they're doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? When you're out in a restaurant and photographers walk up to you, you hate that,
I hate that, man.
Yeah,
it's
the
awful.
worst.
It's awful.
I got stopped at a gas station today. I had to do a 5-minute interview. It was terrible. Paparazzi won't leave us alone. Let's get into the show, brought to us by Barnes Paving. The people at Barnes are amazing. BARNES.com. Check them out if you need a driveway, if you need asphalt, if you need playgrounds, whatever it is, they'll do it. They're incredible. Make sure you mention Mickey Talks when you call Barnes Paving to get 10% off. BarnesPaving.com, BARNES paving.com.
No job too small, big, too small.
No job too big, too small. They'll do it all.
So call them.
You want to get right into it?
We can get right into it.
Let's jump into the show. It's my favorite segment. We've been getting a lot of compliments about this, by the way. I don't know if I've told you that. A lot of people write, and they say, I really like the way you guys do the news because it's different.
It's called the news.
Yeah,
right?
That's the facts. Matt is what it is. Because you're just reporting facts.
Just the facts. Some of them just fun. Some of them real news.
Yeah.
Just
gives us stuff to talk about. Hey, you know, Matt, you look good tonight on this camera.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like the glasses and the gray beard on you. You wear it good. You still maintain a young look while even though you have gray. You know what I mean?
Tell that to my daughter.
Yeah, well, your daughter's they don't get anything. Your daughter won't love you again until you're 80.
Right.
That's what I figured out.
Yeah.
You need help up the steps. She'll be there for you. All right, here we are. That's the facts. Matt.
So we've been following along with the Diddy trial and kind of a crazy day at the Diddy trial today.
I didn't hear anything today.
Yeah, so the judge in the trial threatened to have him removed from the courtroom.
We're getting to the judge saying just take him out back and shoot him.
The reason was for unacceptable facial expressions and attempts to influence the jury. So he was like,
trying to intimidate people with his bitch ass face.
Well, he was doing it with his smile. I think he was he was trying to charm them.
Yeah.
The judge said, quote, "Your client was looking at jurors and nodding vigorously. This can't continue or I will take measures, including barring your client from the courtroom." And then they had another witness take the stand under an alias. She went by Jane. She was exclusively with Diddy for 3 years until his arrest. Early in the relationship, they vacationed for 9 days on Turks and Caicos. She testified that during the trip, Diddy gave her ecstasy 10 times, paid her rent, which was $10,000 a month.
Wow.
Paid for her to move to Los Angeles, paid for her plane tickets to visit him. And she said that Diddy gave her drugs every time they were together and then forced her to take part in these freak-offs. So she testified that 90% of sex with him afterward was it was him watching her with male escorts in bed with her.
Yeah. You know what's weird? Like, listen. I get people sexual freaks. You know what I mean? Like, I understand kinks. People are into different things. I get that, right? And if it's victimless, I usually don't judge anyone, right? So, like, people say, oh, they did that. And I go, okay, well, there are couples that do that are, like, fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, swingers, whatever.
Yeah, but when she's saying no,
right? That's
I don't want to do this anymore.
That's the thing I'm saying. When anyone in that situation goes, hey, I'm not feeling comfortable, that's when it's over.
Well, here's what's even weirder. She, according to her testimony, wasn't even comfortable telling him that because
he's such a monster.
Because he's a monster,
right?
Because he's paying her $10,000 rent every month, and financing her life act. when you get cut off, when you don't have a job anymore and you're cut off and you're relying on somebody for income, that's got to make it very complicated.
No, I get it. Believe me.
Yeah.
I get it. But I just think that, I've just heard enough from him. You know what I mean? I'm like done with him. He just needs to be shot.
So if you were on the jury right now, you'd be like, let's wrap this up.
I would stand up in the middle of the trial and I would go, he's guilty. You're not going to say anything that I don't think this guy should be put to death.
You're already convinced.
100%.
Yeah.
I saw the video.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Why are we wasting time? Just so we can have all these salacious
So the big
stories?
conviction they want to get him on is racketeering.
I think they
want to get him on, he's got this whole thing organized with the freak-offs and the sex trafficking where he's bringing the people in.
Yeah.
There's been enough people who have testified for that. It's I guess just whether or not the jury believes beyond a shadow of a doubt that all that testimony is true.
Yeah, I just hope they figure out a way that once they get him on racketeering, they can put him on the rack and then just crank it until he explodes
until he's tearing.
Yeah, what a piece of crap. I mean, look, I get it. People are weird. People are into weird shit. But when you start like that stuff, that's animalistic. You're gone. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah. So the devil of the Ozarks still at large now.
I heard another sheriff from that area being interviewed, and they basically were like, well, we're not going to find him. He knows more about this area than we do. Well, now you said yesterday, Arizona, he's actually in Seattle.
Well, they think he's actually not in Seattle. They believe he's in Missouri.
Missouri,
right now.
I'm sorry.
A former police chief who was serving time for murder and rape. He was the subject of that Devil in the Ozarks documentary. He knows the Ozarks incredibly well. So the Deputy U.S. Marshal Robert Hammond said that based on credible information, investigators now believe Hardin has fled the state of Arkansas to avoid recapture. They think he's in Missouri. And because of his extensive knowledge of the Ozark Mountain region, where he's believed to possibly be hiding, they say he knows all the caves and the rugged terrain very well.
It's pretty wild, man.
And in addition to that, he's the former chief of police, so he kind of knows he's already in their head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to pan out? Are they going to find him? He's got to run out of food, is what I'm thinking.
Unless he's the Ozarks all day
unless he's a hardcore survivalist.
Oh, dude, it's not that hard to eat out there. It's not, man.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you're out there?
I mean, a guy that knows what he's doing.
I'm asking what you would do.
I'm not a guy that would ever go out in the Ozarks.
Yeah.
I'm saying when you're an outdoorsman like that, like they know how to make traps. They know how to. I'm not saying the guy's Rambo.
No, have you ever watched those lost shows, survival shows? Yeah. I mean, even for the guys and ladies that are hardcore into that.
Yeah, but they're in
sometimes they find themselves in a situation. Well, not even that, man. On those like tropical islands, a lot of times. Sometimes
but they're dorks.
They're starving.
They're morons.
They're
actors and
I'm
models.
not talking about Survivor.
Okay.
Not the show Survivor. I'm talking about the people who are really
like Naked and Afraid and stuff. Oh,
that kind of stuff.
I mean, like Bear Grylls or whatever his name is.
Sometimes you are a victim of your circumstances and
of course.
What's happening.
Of course, yeah.
And when you're up in the mountains.
No, I agree, but I think a guy that's smart knows what not to do.
I think they might find him dead.
That's what I think. He's probably going to get killed by an animal.
Maybe, or just starve to death. Yeah.
But the human body, I don't know if it would let you starve to death. I think it would make you. He'd probably poison himself first. Eat something so drastic.
Oh, maybe
that it would kill him.
Poisonous plant.
Yeah.
It's possible. Well, there is a private Japanese lunar lander that has gone silent while attempting to touch down on the moon. Japanese company called iSpace. And it likely crashed, is what they're saying. Lost contact with mission control in Tokyo during its descent to a flat area on the moon's northern region. This was iSpace's second failed attempt after their first lander crashed in 2023 due to a software error. They're going to try again in 2027, but what do you make of that? We went to the moon in 1969.
Asian drivers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have done that to you. I apologize. I don't know. I think that we were involved in a technology that only us and the Russians were really working on at the time. I think everybody's developed their own sort of ideas. We just happen to get it right. And I think it's very difficult We think it's probably easy for us to just shoot up there and land on the moon, but it's probably insanely difficult.
It's got to be. I'm just saying we did it in 1969 with
less
very
computer than a phone.
than an iPhone.
Mhm.
Yeah. And now we're still blowing up rockets. And
Yeah, the propulsion is the problem.
have you heard the conspiracy theories about the moon?
Oh God, dude! I watched about 10 documentaries and realized all these people are just out of their mind.
What do you make of it all? Just that it's all crazy
I
talk?
think it's a combination of both. I think we went to the moon. I think a lot of that footage was horse shit, but they needed to have it in case, and they just showed that. I think those guys did land on the moon. I don't think anything.
That was just out of convenience. You're saying all that footage that they
it was all
that
pre-shot.
fake. Yeah.
I mean, I do think we got there, and if we didn't, it's the greatest hoax in human history, and it changed the world for the better.
Very true. And but it would explain all these
Failed attempts.
Us trying to get back to the moon.
Yeah. Well, didn't we go like 8 times or something?
We've been, I don't know how many times it's been. It's probably been somewhere around there.
Yeah. It's like crazy amount.
Yeah. But we haven't been there in so long. And
well, there was nothing there the first time. It's not like somebody landed and started building shit.
Yeah.
What are we going to go back and see nothing again?
I think that's the plan, is to go up there and build nuclear reactors and probably
blow
secure
up the moon
military.
And blow up the moon.
Maybe.
And ruin Earth.
I hope not.
It's so insane.
I just hope we're the first ones there. That's all I hope.
Yeah.
Well, visitors to the U.S. are being told to delete the nudes from their phone. It's because border agents can flip through them along with your text and browser history without a warrant.
Really?
Yeah, scrutiny is ramping up big time at the U.S. border, with some being denied entry and even detained due to their digital content. CBP agents have the legal authority to search electronic devices at the border. That's phones, laptops, and tablets. This includes reviewing text messages, social media activity, photos, emails, and even your browser history.
Yeah, dude, I'm not leaving. Ain't nobody looking at my browser history.
Luckily, we're citizens. You know, the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Well, here's the deal for us.
Okay.
Fourth Amendment, obviously, of the Constitution protects people from random and arbitrary stops and searches.
Okay.
However, according to the American Civil Liberties Union,
all right,
the federal government claims the power to conduct certain kinds of warrantless stops within 100 miles of the U.S. border is okay. But here's something for you. Do you have to give border agents your password?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And the answer is technically no.
Right.
But what happens afterwards depends on your immigration status. U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents cannot be legally denied entry if they refuse to unlock their devices. Non-citizens, including tourists and visa holders, may be refused entry if they don't provide access to their device. We're shaking this.
I know. I'm trying to.
You got to keep your arm off the table.
I'm trying to balance. There's a reason. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I mean, I listen. I've always said I don't think foreigners should have the same rights as us. I don't. Do you?
Not if they're entering our country.
Right.
No, of course not.
You don't get that.
Yeah.
We get to know who. It's like if someone comes to your house and you think, hey, they may have a weapon, you'd probably stop them at the door and go, hey, do you have a weapon? I don't know. I don't get it. All these people that say, oh, everybody has rights. Yeah, okay. We're not stripping them down and having sex with them.
No, we're
saying, hey, can you tell us?
We're looking for dangerous plans.
Right.
And
Did you
people
make any
and
plans
weapons.
to bomb anybody? You're going to blow up any markets? I don't think that's wrong. They go, oh, well, you're insulting people. No, we're not. We're keeping us safe. If you're insulted, don't come.
I don't think there's a country in the world that doesn't vet the people that comes across the border.
This one didn't.
Well,
for about 3 years.
Now we are, though. Hopefully, anyway. That's the plan, right?
Yeah. I mean, look what happened to we let 20 million people in, Matt. 20 million.
Yeah.
That's not that. I mean, I don't know if people really
that's the size of some countries.
Yes.
Probably.
It's like, I'll put it this way. Baltimore City has like 600,000 residents.
Right.
Imagine everybody that lived there.
That's more people than are in New York.
Yeah.
That's more people that are in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And then we just have to go like this. Oh, they're all good. They're just running from evil.
I'm sure there are some good people.
Of course.
But they're breaking the law.
I'll say 90% of them are great people, hardworking, just want a job, raise a family. But I get it.
But the people that want to destroy America are also flying across the border. Yeah.
You know my theory, right? I'm not kidding about this. I think we should take like places like the stadiums around the country, and we should take 3 days for every state. And we say, okay, if you're an illegal alien, you come here, you stand in line, you walk up, we process you right there. Bang, just fly through it. Next, you get 500 border aid, whatever that people are that do that, and you just put them out there with computers, and you rally them in. You want to be a citizen of this country? No problem. Look, you got to stand in line to ride a roller coaster at King's Dominion. You're going to tell me it's out of line to ask somebody to stand in line to become a citizen of the greatest country on the planet?
It's not, but it's just not enough time to vet people in that kind of a
situation. That's why you
know?
have to do it like that.
Yeah.
You have to break it down into the areas where they are.
Oh, you're saying the people that are already in.
Yeah, the people that are in, just register, man.
Yeah.
It takes 8 years. Why? How does it take 8 years?
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes no sense. Babies are born every day. We enter them in the system. We know who they are. They have a number, and we're done. And then they can go be citizens. Then we can at least track them. We know who they are. We know if they do something bad, who that individual is.
Yeah.
And, then they go, well, you don't have anything. What about their past? Okay, what about it? They're here. We're taking a chance. But we're not going to take a chance with them just invisible. You don't get an invisible chance. You get one we can all see. Okay, now you're, I'll use the walk in. Well, John Smith, you got to sign the guest book, or you got to eat. One of the two.
Part of the problem is getting all those people into the stadium and the real people that we want to kick out of the country.
I guarantee you this. No, you're missing the point, though.
Yeah.
You're missing the point. Then it becomes a thing where you don't have to worry about all these rights bullshit. Because, they're not they're not a citizen. Well, how do you know? How do you know they're not a citizen? Well, they never registered. Okay, well, at least the next guy you pulled over, he's registered. We know who he is. He's not illegal. He probably doesn't have plans to kill us. I just think what our government did this last 3 or 4 years with that border is the craziest thing I have ever seen in the history of protecting your own nation. It makes no sense.
We're getting too political now.
I don't even think it's political. I think it's common sense.
So let's talk about the TSA. There's even more issues at the airport now.
Uh-oh.
They say to think twice before plugging your phone into those free USB ports at the airport because there's a sneaky cyber threat called juice jacking.
I'm down for it. It sounds cool. I want my juice jack.
It's where hackers use public charging stations to install malware or steal your data. They do it when you plug it in the charge. Instead, the TSA recommends using your own TSA-approved power bank to stay safe while you charge.
It's absolute insanity, Matt. It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I don't get any of it. It makes no sense.
They're also saying public Wi-Fi and even digital pickpocketing are also on the threat list, with crooks using scanners to lift card info without you even noticing.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. None. Another thing I wanted to say, we're going to be on a big show tonight.
Oh,
should we
gotta
invite
talk
people?
About that. Yeah, 9:30 p.m. East
9:30 p.m. our time. We're getting done here. Take a little break, get some dinner. Then we're going back down to the studio tonight. And Joe Rambo, who was on the phone the other day, or was on the show, I mean, he has a show that he does on Friday nights with 4 or 5 other podcasters over on Rumble. And last Friday was the #1 show on Rumble. It got 100,000 live views. So, Matt, we're doing it, brother. We're moving up in the world.
I'm excited, man.
We
were totally
invited,
grateful to Joe for inviting us on.
And we were invited on this show by the other podcasters. So we're really looking forward to it. I'm pumped about it.
9:30 p.m. tonight. We're going to stream it, of course, right?
Yeah, we'll figure out how to do all that. Now, keep in mind, guys, we're guests in their home. So the show's a little different. They talk about a lot of political stuff and but Matt and I are just going to go in and have fun with it. We might go down.
We'll talk about any of that border stuff.
Yeah, we might go down the rabbit hole a little bit and see what happens.
It might happen.
We might test Matt's political IQ.
I'm very susceptible to getting sucked into political conversations, man. So
good, buddy. Good.
We'll see what happens.
Nothing wrong with having opinions.
Yeah. So the robots are coming, Mick.
They're here, bro.
They're already here. You're right. Amazon is training humanoid robots to deliver packages right now.
It's crazy.
It's been 12 years since Amazon first announced that they plan to use drones to deliver your stuff. Well, the future is here, and they're testing humanoid robots. They've got a little kind of a training center for them out in Arizona right now, where they're putting them through an obstacle course. We've got a picture we'll have to show on Monday of these robots.
Let me ask you.
It looks like Star Wars.
Oh,
man.
I know, bro.
They're droids.
They're
I mean,
droids.
yeah.
It's straight up C-3PO, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think part of the training is like an annoying woman at the door asking a bunch of questions that make no sense? Because, like, dude, have you ever delivered anything in your life for a living?
I haven't. No, I've never been on that
I
end.
delivered food, like pizzas when I was young.
But I always take care of people. I take very good care of all my delivery people.
Me too.
Yeah.
But one of the things was you get to the door and you go, here's your pizza. And they go, did you put napkins in here? Yes, ma'am. Okay. But did it stay warm the whole ride? And you're just like, lady, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
You know, thanks for the $1. Can I go? You know what I mean? Like, or the
they
50
ask you 20
cents.
questions.
Oh, my God.
Woo.
Which way did you come? Was it crowded? Can you just take your pizza, lady?
Well, look, I don't know.
Clearly, it's your fourth one of the day. Try to enjoy it.
I don't know if you want to Karen out on a robot, though, you know? I mean,
no, exactly. The robot will just turn around and go, later, bitch.
Right.
God, no emotion.
Doesn't work on tips.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, doesn't work on tips.
I mean, I guess companies will still work on the 5-star rating system.
Think about how much money companies are really going to make when they don't have to pay anybody to do everything that we're doing now.
Yeah, it's literally happening. I mean, the thing that seemed like a joke 20 years ago, like the future, like the Jetsons with Rosie cleaning the house.
It's here, people.
It's going down. Star Wars. I wish we could show that picture right now. Actually, it's a droid, man. Can I pull it up on my phone?
I don't know. You want me to try to? Where do I go?
I'll get it right here. I'll show it to the camera.
Yeah.
Where is this? Here it is right here. I mean, I'll show you first. Look at this thing.
Oh, my God. Let's see if the camera can pick that up.
Yeah. I mean, it's right out of Star Wars, right? I mean,
that's bizarre as hell.
That is the droid you're looking for.
Oh, my God.
I mean, they already got them working in the warehouse, you know, going through obstacle courses. They're also working on AI-powered robots to work at distribution centers, which I guess is a little more practical than humanoids interacting with people.
You know the self-checkout things?
Yeah.
They're going to be robots soon.
You think so?
Yeah, you're going to pull up. You're going to take your cart. They're going to reach in and grab every single item, ring it up. It's what's going to happen.
Well, good, because I hate doing self-checkout. I'm not a fan of that.
I don't mind self-checkout.
I don't work there.
I get it, but sometimes I don't mind because I forget some things sometimes. And I'm like, all right, well, you're not paying anybody anyway.
You ever get like deep into that computer and you got to do something, then you got to wait for the guy to come over?
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's awful.
It's terrible. I can't stand it.
Yeah, right.
I can't stand it. What I don't understand is when they have the one guy standing there, none of the lanes open, but everything's self-checkout. Why don't you just pay that guy to check people out?
You got to stop touching the table.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't you just pay that guy to check people out?
Right.
Just do that. You got one guy standing there anyway.
I mean, I guess it's because there are 6 registers there, and it's one guy, not 6 people.
Yeah, but I don't know. I get so frustrated with this stuff, Matt, because it's so easy to fix. Just tell the companies you can robot everything. Just pay us every month. We don't care anymore. We don't care.
You know where else robots are coming?
Where?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Robot umpires are one step closer to appearing in Major League games.
We absolutely need it. Yep.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said he plans to make a proposal to MLB's competition committee to introduce the automated ball strike system into regular season games next year. The committee will likely approve Manfred's proposal as the league has enough votes on the 11-person committee to push it through what it wants. So, I mean, it'll certainly be very accurate, I would hope, anyway.
I mean, it'll take some of the fun out of the game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's where we're heading. Everything's going to be perfect. We will be a perfect society, and all the human error will be taken out of everything, and we won't enjoy things anymore.
Remember when, oh, my God, why am I blanking on his name? Legendary manager from the Orioles.
Earl Weaver
used to kick the dirt.
I mean, he would unplug a robot.
Is he going to do that with a robot?
Let's see what happens, man. I'd love it. But I do think that's part of the problem is you take out some like that conflict and all that between the umps and the pitchers and the managers. I don't know, man. It's all part of the game that I don't think they're going to lose it. When you really think about it, we're entering an amazing time in human history, but it's also really sad. I think for future citizens, it's going to be an incredible place to live, way better than the earth we lived on. But I think 100, 200 years from now, a lot of the romance of life will be gone because there will be no conflict. Yeah. There will be no struggle.
People are going to be super people because we're going to have computers installed right in our brains.
It's going to be weird.
We're going to have bionic parts. I mean, imagine.
You know what's funny, though?
That's going to be controversy one day. Baseball players with bionic arms.
Oh, yeah, they'll throw 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, you can.
But I want to say something because this will be around in 200 years.
Yeah.
So for those of you watching it, say in the year 2225, you're all a bunch of dicks and you didn't even know what was cool, right? We used to go outside and play in dirt. You know that stuff that you guys got rid of?
Great grandpa was mean.
Yeah, right. But the truth is, listen, you got to understand, we are removing all of the great part of life. We're just removing it. People learning how to build things, people taking pride in doing things. It's just going away. Machines are going to just do everything.
They will, but somebody's got to take care of all that technology. So we're going to make more
AI
and more
will,
advancements.
Dude. They'll fix themselves.
We're just going to have more time. There's got to be a human eventually.
Dude,
taking care of it.
Man, if you let AI go, I watched an interview. A guy literally said AI can figure out how to fix anything. Anything. Yeah. They can create energy. You know that? AI has the ability to tell a robot how to make energy.
Yeah, it's going to think faster than humans and put things together faster than humans and come up with new inventions faster.
So I heard a guy say if you read every book in the world, right, and you had all access to it, it would take you like 40,000 years, right? A supercomputer knows all that knowledge in 3 seconds.
All right, what if you have the chip in your head?
Yeah.
And they install all that information in your head?
Then you are a computer and you're a robot, and human emotion and the human struggle is therefore gone, and we are no longer the same species because you're not born with that.
You think you could still enjoy life on the beach, though?
No. Because I think you'd sit there and analyze.
Beauty and nature.
No,
you could enjoy
you would analyze
making art.
No, because you would analyze it all. You'd know how to make the art. You know how every magic trick's
done. Say without
the
chip, then. Say without the chip.
Yeah.
Robots are taking care of everything.
Yeah.
You can still appreciate nature and art.
Yeah.
And love and people.
Yeah, you can do all that, but you know what you can't do?
What?
You can't create anymore because there's nothing left.
You can create.
You can create, but no one's going to care because they could do it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but I'll care. I mean...
Okay, so if you sat down tomorrow, right, hear me out about something. So say you sat down tomorrow and you said, I'm going to write a love story about my wife and how much I love her. And it takes you 5 years, and it's absolutely amazing when you're done, right? And you poured your heart and soul into it. Now what happens, you go into AI and you say, write a story about my wife, a love story. Her name is Liz. I have a daughter. I won't say your daughter's name, but I have a daughter, and write that story and how much I love them and what they mean to me. And she'll knock out a 200-page book in about 2.5 minutes. What's the point of that stuff anymore? Well, anyone can do it.
I'm saying I wouldn't necessarily do that. If I love to make music, for instance,
right?
I wouldn't go to AI and say, give me a melody.
No, you wouldn't.
Give me a beat.
You're right, but no one's going to care that you did it.
I will care, is what I'm saying.
But then we become a self-fulfilling prophecy where all we do is please ourselves because no one else is going to care what we're doing because they're living in total bliss. I'm telling you, it's It's a vapid existence to have everything. Without struggle, you do not enjoy the rewards. I'm telling you this from a guy that's lost everything.
Well, what do you think we're eliminating? We're not eliminating love or relationships with people.
You're eliminating the work. You're eliminating the work.
World.
But you're eliminating the work and the struggle that makes you appreciate those things when you do get them. Matt, imagine you're a guy and you go out every day, right? And you build houses or you pour concrete. You work your ass off. You're a landscaper. You're out there 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You come home every day. You make yourself food. You do it, right? And then you get in bed and you go to sleep. You get up the next day and you do it. Then one day you come home and a beautiful woman has made a meal for you. And she ran a shower for you. And vice versa. You came home from work, ladies, and this man cooked you a meal. And then you got in bed. All that hard work that day. In those moments, you love the fact that you worked so hard to have that. If you just have it all the time and you don't need to do anything for it, you don't appreciate or love anything anymore.
I hear what you're saying, but you are making the assumption that we can't do things for ourselves that we want to do. So if I love gardening, I don't have to let the robots do that.
You're missing the point. You're still only doing it.
If I love writing.
Yeah. You can do all that.
But who are you fulfilling other than yourself? If you're relying on other people to fulfill.
No, I'm not relying on other people fulfilling for me. I want to fulfill for others. I want to do for others. I want them to count on me. I want them to be a team with me. I want them to say, we're going to go out and we're going to fucking garden together and we're going to grow our own food.
Yeah.
We're going to go do this.
You can still do that. You
maybe,
can travel.
But you know how hard it's going to be to get people to do that when you literally can just go like this? Now I'm gonna watch this game. The robots gardening. I'm good.
I'm sure
why would you do it?
But I'm saying
it's going to be the majority. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying people are going to be able to follow their passions, even though a robot could do a lot of the stuff. You can still follow your passion and get great satisfaction from that, and raising your kids and being there and playing with your children. And not have to be at work all day. You're there raising your child from the time they were an infant up until they're 18 and starting their own families.
Yeah, but the robots are going to raise the kids. You know, robots will babysit.
Yeah, but that you're right. That'll be a fault if you only let robots raise your kids. That's messed up.
I mean, it's fucked up, dude. Robots should be this. This is what I think robots should be. Everybody should have one, and it should just be like this. Dude, take out the trash, right?
Sure,
dude,
that kind of stuff.
Dude, go start my car. It's cold out. Hey, bro, walk down to the store and get me a gallon of milk. Like, that's what the robot is. But when the robot then says, no, I'm going to represent you legally because I know every law inside and out, and I know every case that's ever been tried about this, I'm telling you, you're going to live in a world where you literally have nothing to think about. Everything's just like this. There you go. Here it is. That's what your life is. Just a vision of that coming at you all day. And I think it's going to drive people insane. I think drug use, believe me, and sex addiction and things like that, most of humans are going to fall to it. It will be the demise of mankind.
I think
because of how much it can do for us.
There will be a lot of people that will fall victim to that.
Oh my God!
But I think if you live your life the right way.
Can I be really blunt?
Yeah.
You're a 16-year-old boy. Your family has a robot. And the robot has the capacity to give you a hand job every day. You're a 16-year-old boy. You're laughing because it's horrible. But think about the reality of that. If you don't think that within 5 years they will have sexually active robots or real-life sort of animatronics where you feel like you're with the opposite sex. Have you seen?
I don't think that's going to be appealing to everybody.
Matt. I'm sorry.
It's not appealing to me at all.
You're a happily married man. I was talking specifically a 16-year-old boy that's kind of nerdy. He's uncomfortable, but he can get sexual attention and even conversation from this thing. We're doomed, bro. We're doomed. Go out and earn your hand jobs, boys. You'll have a lot more appreciation for them.
Well,
moving on.
The good news is,
should we bring Rouse over now? Right after hand jobs?
Let's finish the news here. The good news is, Mick, researchers have made cocaine flies.
Cocaine flies?
Yeah, yes. A group of mad
Talk
scientists.
About an animal that I thought was already addicted to cocaine.
Right. The scientists from University of Utah have Frankensteined a cocaine fly, and here's why. They wanted to better understand how addiction works in the brain, so they turned a bunch of fruit flies into cokeheads. And it wasn't easy to do either. The flies hate cocaine. In fact, they're naturally designed with special receptors in their legs, which detect all toxins, so they know to avoid them.
Yeah, they land on something. They know if they can eat it or not.
Yeah, so
they can land on shit, and it's no problem.
They got creative, and they figured out how to genetically modify the flies to remove the natural aversion to the drug and they actually like it and seek it out.
Matt,
Do you know how dumb we are? Does this make you feel dumb?
no.
That somebody knows how to genetic. They're like, oh, the flies don't like the cocaine. We'll just genetically modify them.
Can I ask you a question? So we figured out how to make a fly addicted to cocaine, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to tell me we can't figure out how to not make a guy addicted to cocaine? It makes no sense. Like, all
right,
this,
how to remove that from a person.
right, just remove that. Like, remove that. You're full of shit. All that, Matt, I've figured something out about.
We don't know what happened to these flies. Like, maybe
I know what happened to them. They lost their apartment. Their parents don't talk to them anymore. Right? His best friend, I guarantee
they
you.
sold their TV.
Right. That fly's best friend is missing a hubcap collection that other fly sold.
Yeah.
No, I'm not interested.
Yeah, but when you remove that from a fly's brain,
Yeah.
we don't know about their person. Like, if we did that,
You're talking about an animal that
man,
eats mostly
I know.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if we pull that out of a human brain, who knows what we're left with?
You know what's
You
weird?
know?
Like, I have an addictive personality in some ways.
Yeah.
But I didn't have it with drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
Right? But like, I'll get addicted to eating something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll eat the same thing for lunch every day for 2 months. Like, I do that.
Dude, my
do
wife
it?
thinks I'm nuts.
You'll-
I literally had the same, this is even weirder.
Yeah.
I had the same exact kind of soup
Yeah.
for breakfast
Yeah.
for like 8 years.
I could do that. No problem.
8 years.
Yeah,
man.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think more men are like that than women. And I think it's because men just simplify necessity. Women, I think, I'm not being mean to women. I think women analyze everything every time they do it. I think a man knows, if I eat this, I'm going to like it and I'll feel good. Simple. I don't have to think. One less thing I have to think about a day.
My wife likes to tell me that it's because of her sophisticated palate.
Well, I would believe
and
your
I'm
wife.
a caveman.
Well, that too. But I do believe that too.
Yeah.
But I think women, I think women analyze things whenever they're doing anything. Like, if I said to you, hey, Matt, come over my house, we're going to watch the game. There's two things you're going to ask me: what time and what can I bring? Now, if a woman calls another woman and says, hey, come over, we'll watch a movie. Okay. How should I dress? Is it casual? Yeah. Who else is going to be there? Yeah. It's just a list of questions where they have to analyze. And it's not an insult. It's honestly just the way we're programmed.
Most women.
Yeah, everything's most.
Yeah.
Of course. But I think most guys are just like, yeah, I'll eat Fast Eddie's every day because it's a block away. I like it, and I don't have to think about it ever again. I'll eat there 6 weeks in a row.
Listen, I hear you, man. And I don't need anything fancy. I could eat like the same chicken for dinner, Dude, 5 nights a week. I'll eat the leftovers. Enjoy it.
When I was living completely by myself, right? I would only cook like twice a week. I would make a bowl of chicken salad that's like this big,
right?
And I would eat it every day,
kind of
all
like meal
day.
prep.
Every day. And I would have some for breakfast. I'd eat some at lunch. I'd come home at night. And then when it was gone, I made something else and I ate that. It's food. I used to be addicted to food.
We could be roommates, dude.
We definitely could.
Yeah.
We can make two things.
Yeah.
You make one, I'll make one.
Exactly.
We'll just eat that shit forever.
And then that would be a variety.
Yes.
We'd be like, wow, we got a variety.
We got choices today. What would be the one thing you would keep in the refrigerator that we could heat up and eat every day?
I mean, I would make a big pot of chili one week. Pot roast, a big thing of pot roast out of the crock pot.
Pot roast, dude. I would make any kind of pasta dishes you like. Red sauces, white sauces I can do.
Yep.
I would make, you know what I love? Grilled barbecue chicken.
Grilled barbecue chicken?
I can make 40 pieces of that, heat it up real quick, eat it forever.
Make a rotisserie chicken last a few days, too,
no doubt.
You know? Yeah.
Do you like salad, like tuna fish and chicken salad and that stuff?
No.
Yeah, you're weird with the mayonnaises and stuff,
I don't
aren't
eat
you?
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's weird. We got to talk about that one day.
That is the worst
Very
substance,
black
man.
of you, not eating mayonnaise, just so you know.
Tell me if this is on
that might be the only black thing about you, by the way.
I don't know, man. I love hot sauce.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, man. No mayonnaise and hot sauce.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, you could have went to Morgan.
There's some Moroccan in my family history way back.
Really?
When my mom got a, the 23andMe type thing done.
Oh, right. And somebody Moroccan showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's an ant keeping a secret somewhere. I can tell you that.
Tell me if this is on your your palate here.
All right.
Recycled toilet water. That could be the solution for water-starved states right now.
I said on the radio one time, this has to be 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Bill Gates started doing that fabricated water out of urine and troughs in Africa?
No.
So they can take the urine and they clean it and they can produce fresh water from it. He drank it on David Letterman. And it's, humans, you think about it, right?
But listen, it's what's recycling. The earth is recycling anyway.
Perfect.
Right?
So, yes, I think I figure they can figure out a way to do that, and I have no problem with it. We're not drinking it. We're not
like the water in your body right now.
Right.
How many different animals and people
throughout
history has it been?
Oh my God!
In and out of.
Yeah, of course.
Down and out.
It's the cycle of life.
Yeah.
That's why I crack up when people are like, "Oh, that fell on the floor. You can't eat it."
It's just the thought of it in modern times.
Yeah.
You don't want to think about that. You want to think that all your water comes from the spring, right? It's fresh, brand new water.
It's been hiding underground for 8 million years.
Yeah, it's been trapped since the formation of the earth.
Yes.
And that's what you're drinking.
When the asteroid killed the dinosaurs, that water was released, and we're finally finding
Jupiter. It came in on a rock from Jupiter.
What a comet. Yeah.
Yeah, so for years, states in the southwest part of the country have been suffering from water shortage. It's really bad out there, and 7 states have been fighting each other.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. And even California. California's got their issues too. Indigenous tribes in 7 states have been fighting over water access, but recycled toilet water might be what ends up saving the day. The wastewater is purified, and then natural minerals are added back into it.
Yeah.
Currently, Nevada leads the way by reusing 85% of their water, followed by Arizona at 52%.
No shit.
Yeah. So last time you were in Vegas, chances are that was toilet water.
I got no problem with it.
Fancy Sin City.
I don't care. I really don't.
Yeah.
I knew that I had to lessen my demands of society when I was in Iceland, and there was a warning on their spigot not to turn the hot water all the way to the left by itself, because they heat their water through the volcano.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's geothermal, and it comes through the volcano is how they heat their water.
Yeah.
It's so freaking hot that if you just fill a tub up with just hot water,
it's like lava.
It will burn your skin.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's big warning signs everywhere. Mixed water temperature, all that stuff. Yeah.
So my parents at one of their houses had geothermal heat, and it was amazing and very. After you have it done, it's cost effective. It's expensive to have all this installed, but once you have it, it's very effective.
No, I agree.
So I can imagine.
I just want to say something because I'm noticing we may have a Wi-Fi signal problem. See that there, buddy?
Yeah.
Where our signal's okay, but it's just showing a little low. So if we cut off, we apologize or get a little hokey. But no, getting back, this is where AI can help us, by the way. The proper ways to recycle water. That's the, dude, I could go.
What they really need to do is figure out an inexpensive way to do desalination so we can drink the water from the oceans.
No, they have it.
Well, it's very expensive to make that happen, unfortunately.
Because 2 guys own the patents to it. Why do you get to do that?
I don't think that's why. I think it's because it takes an enormous amount of electricity, of fossil fuels, to do that right now.
So I don't know, by the way. I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about with this desal. But I did watch a thing one time, and the guy on the show said basically, if the government truly wanted to get into this, what it would cost the government to do as opposed to private industry is nothing, because the government has access to a lot of the things needed with the military and stuff.
Yeah.
We could desalinate water by the trillions of gallons for nothing.
Well, that's the one thing that I don't want private citizens to own. You want the government, elected officials, to own your access to water.
Yeah,
right?
and there's a big conspiracy theory going around about all that farmland in China and all because of the fresh water perks underneath all that stuff. There's lakes full of fresh water that no one perks because no one needs it where it is.
In the United States,
you're
talking about?
Yeah.
Underground lakes.
Massive.
Why are we
not like a lake, like with a? I just mean, I guess I don't know enough about this, but underground there are
springs.
wells and springs.
Yeah.
With like miles of just fresh water that the earth caverns that fill up that have come to, and it's
So we need wells, is what you're saying.
I mean, you can perk the whole country. It's all this horse shit about no fresh water and stuff. It's that we don't have active fresh water, perked fresh water. We don't have access to enough of the water. The water's everywhere. Just we're not set up to get it out. That's the big lie.
Well, wouldn't it be great if they did find an inexpensive way to drink ocean water to make that safe to drink?
I think, listen.
That seems like that would be the answer to like put a lot of effort and energy into that.
I just think with everything we have now, laser, all that, there's no way they can't clean water quickly. There's just no way. If you boil it, 90% of it evaporates and goes away.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the salt will fall to the bottom. You pump it out. You do it again.
Yeah, you need to catch the condensation from.
Yeah. No, of course. I mean, that's the whole point of it. It's mind numbing to get when you get into it.
Yeah.
You know, is that the facts, Matt?
One more.
Okay.
There's a Florida man from Florida News wearing a ski mask and carrying tools. He was stopped by police and very nonchalantly told them he was on his way to watch his ex-girlfriend sleep.
Watch his ex-girlfriend sleep?
Yeah. All right. Deputies naturally suspected 20-year-old Jalen Vallejos and searched his truck. Inside, they found a backpack containing duct tape, wire cutters, spray paint, and a sledgehammer. He then offered up another nugget of information that he thought deputies might care to know, that he's actually been going to his ex's house for more than 6 months to watch her sleep. He said he didn't know what he might do with all the tools, but he brought them along just in case he ever considered prying open her door.
Holy cow.
He's charged with aggravated stalking, attempted armed burglary, loitering or prowling, possession of burglary tools, and criminal mischief, being held without bail right now. They don't catch everybody, though.
No, they don't. Great job tonight. That's the facts,
That is the facts, Matt.
We are here. I'm going to move out of the way. Natalie's Seafood Kitchen in Fallston. Just like last week, it's already packed. Bar is full. A mix of young, old, everything here. It's awesome time. Corinne, I believe her name is Corinne, is singing on stage right now.
Okay.
And she's amazing.
Yes.
She's the niece of Jim McFall from Crushing Bay.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Jim's here.
It's been the perfect outdoor deck background
day. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Jim's around here somewhere. I don't know where he is. Steve Rouse is here. It's cool. Like, you know, the who's who of 25 years ago is here today. Yeah. You know what I mean? Including me and you, buddy. Hey, let's get right into Matt's Music Minute.
All right.
Brought to you by Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. We're here every Friday live. Great live entertainment 7 days a week. Do you realize that, Matt? Live entertainment 7 days a week.
And I mean, it's great entertainment, too.
It's
I mean, every time
top-notch.
we've been here, it's been amazing bands and artists playing.
It's the best of the best up here in the big O Harco, as I like to call it. Harco is what we need to start calling it.
All right, we'll coin that term.
Harco. Yeah, it's ours. No one ever called it that before us.
So a lot of rock and roll history happened on this date, June 6th, Mick.
All right.
63 years ago in 1962, the Beatles auditioned for producer George Martin at EMI Studios. He signed them, and it was later renamed to Abbey Road Studios. And that was just 6 months after their unsuccessful audition for Decca Records. That is, you know, famously known as the biggest mistake ever in rock
music
and roll
history.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being that guy at Decca that went like this?
What's
I
funny,
don't see it.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
George Harrison, after the Beatles were signed later on and became successful, took the Rolling Stones to that guy in Decca Records and said, you should sign these guys. Take a look at them. And I'm pretty sure he's the guy that originally
got the Stones signed.
Yeah. So
that's really cool.
So he wouldn't make the mistake twice. But that was very nice of George Harrison. After the guy blew you off,
to
go, Listen, man. Listen, man. I know we're killing it right now.
Hey, dude, I know we're worth $1 billion.
You lost your job.
Yeah, and you're working. you're working at Canterbury's now.
Yeah.
However, there's another band you might want to check out.
Right.
Dave.
54 years ago in 1971, the final episode of the Ed Sullivan Show aired.
Who was the guest? Do you have that?
Gladys Knight and the Pips were Ed's last musical guests.
What year?
1971.
You know what's wild? Think about, I mean, people don't think about this. The Ed Sullivan Show debuted Elvis, the Beatles, the Doors, the Rolling Stones, the Who.
Yeah.
You go down the list. It was the gateway into American culture. I mean,
yeah, I mean there were no shows on.
Dude, Smokey Robinson, the Jackson 5. Like, you just go down the list of great American the actors, the comedian Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Richard Pryor.
He broke them all.
Every one of them broke off of that show. And then for another, say, 15 to 20 years after that, Johnny Carson did it for all those entertainers.
You know what's even crazier about that is, I mean, that's essentially what you would call monopoly. I mean,
without a doubt.
Think about all the acts that could have been that never were. We never even heard of.
Yeah, but I mean, is that
they didn't
really
make it through that door?
It would be
right?
like if this show blew up, right? And then, which we know isn't going to happen, but if it did, right? And then we started getting guests on here, and then they blow up, right? We have an honor of being like, wow, we presented them to people, and they loved it, right? Which is ultimately all I've ever wanted this show to be, was a gateway for talented people, right? And have fun with them. But if it does, and then 20 years from now, if somebody said, yeah, but think about all the guys they didn't let on. It's not that we didn't let people on.
You're right. You're right.
It's not that we didn't let them on. Like, there's probably some people I would never let on the show just because I don't like them personally.
No, but it's almost like that guy at Decca Records.
Yeah.
You know, Ed Sullivan was like, you know what? I don't really see it with those guys.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or it was this. Oh, they can only do that date. I already have so-and-so. I'm sorry.
And they missed their window.
They missed the window.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's brutal.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Also on this date, Mick, the Rolling Stones, depending on who you, what source you believe, the release date for Satisfaction was either June 4th, 5th, or 6th. That was 60 years ago this week. The Stones released what would be their first #1 U.S. hit. And the origin story is funny. I think you've heard this before.
Wait a minute. I don't want to see the story. Can I try to guess?
Yeah.
Did he wake up or he recorded it while he was sleeping?
Kind of.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you know, the origin, Keith Richards, supposedly this riff came to him in a dream, first of all, right?
Yeah.
And he wakes up after a show in Clearwater, Florida. Wisely, he turns on his portable tape recorder, he was probably wasted.
Yeah.
Strummed the first fragments of what became the now iconic melody.
Yeah.
And even said the phrase, "I can't get no satisfaction."
Right.
And then he passed out and gave the tape to Mick Jagger.
I'll tell you.
He heard it, right? He heard the riff and "I can't get no satisfaction." And then 30 minutes of Keith snoring.
Right,
on
exactly.
the tape.
Yeah, I have a very similar story. I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah.
I was doing comedy in where the hell was I? Hagerstown.
Okay.
Right. And Steve Whiteman and Donnie Purnell from Kicks came out to see me. Right. And they got me really drunk.
Is this a true story?
Yeah. And then
I just messed up the joke.
And then what? You just ruined the whole thing, you dick. I was going to say, right before I passed out, I looked at Steve and I said, "Don't close your eyes." And then when I woke up 3 months later, we ruined the joke.
It's still funny.
Yeah, I know.
It was still hilarious.
But anyway, that was my joke. But listen, I've argued and said that is the greatest guitar riff that I'm sick of. Like, you've heard it, but every time I hear it, here's the thing I'm sick of. I think I'm sick of other people playing
That's the other funny thing about that riff real quick before you start.
Yeah.
He considered that he called it basic.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he just thought it was a basic riff. He and Mick didn't even want to release that song.
I know.
And it was, they called it a filler track
for
their album.
Yeah.
It became one of the biggest songs ever.
I By the way, you brought up a good point that I
Yeah.
need to address on this show. I say a lot of dumb shit. Some of it's true. Some of it's totally
I'll
made
learn,
up.
Mick.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
learn.
it's not even that. I want them to know. When I talk, I'm just trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can do it with truth, and other times I just make up stories to be funny. So never take anything I say seriously unless it's something you really want to know if I
Unless
believe.
you'd like to donate to the show
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
at
Hey,
Michael-Coachella.
Let me see. Yeah, I know the thing. Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, yeah,
That's-
look at that. I'm
at that.
learning how to produce the show.
That's the only thing we'd really like you to take seriously.
Yeah,
right
if
now.
anybody wants to donate, that would be amazing. Like, amazing.
It would. We're trying to improve our sound.
Yeah,
right
it's-
now. It's one of the last things we need to do.
Which, like, it is literally one of the last things we need.
Yeah.
We got to do some other stuff in the studio, but we have really tried hard.
And by the way, thank you to everybody who has donated.
It's been
because
crazy.
It's been a lot of people
Yeah,
who have given us anything from like a
$5
couple of bucks to
to
over 100.
117.
Yeah.
It's been crazy, man. Just absolutely insane.
So we appreciate you.
Thank you to everyone.
Yeah.
However,
I didn't mean to start begging for money. It
no,
was just a
that's
joke,
fine.
but,
I was just saying, like, a lot of times I'm just talking to make people laugh. That's
Yeah,
it. It's all I
right.
do.
Yeah.
Don't take me serious. If you're coming to me for news facts, you're fucking stupid. I mean, I do. If I say these words, I'm serious, then you know I'm for real. But if I'm just telling a story, don't always buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been bummed, Mick, because they can't get over to Birmingham, England for Ozzy's last show with Black Sabbath. That's coming up on July 5th.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Sharon Osbourne is reaching out to everybody and saying, we had such an overwhelming demand from fans around the globe. We're going to broadcast it out to social media. Tickets available right now.
So they're going to do a pay-per-view?
Essentially, yeah. The broadcast starts at 3 p.m. East that day, with the option to watch the concert in its entirety for another 48 hours. But I'll say this: proceeds from the show will support Cure Parkinson's, the Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Acorn Children's Hospice. So it's your money would be going to great charities. It sounds like
that's a beautiful story. And
Yeah.
speaking of which, if you donate to Venmo, the beautiful part, the money goes on our Venmo. The money goes directly to me and him. So you don't have to worry. There's no shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'll get some of it. Matt gets some of it, and then we buy stuff that we need.
Yeah.
So don't be confused. We are helping out people that are needy. Me and Matt.
And for people that don't know, this show is a monster show. Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
Oh, this
of
show
course.
is ridiculous.
But, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is the show's musical director. So you're getting Metallica, GNR, Tool, Slayer, Pantera, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, Sammy Hagar, Steven Tyler, Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers, David Draymond of Disturbed, Jonathan Davis of Korn, Hailstorm, Judas Priest, Soundgarden, Tobias Forge of Ghost. I'm
Steve,
not even
hold
listing
on.
everybody.
Steve, come up.
Yes.
Steve Rouse, come here a second. Get right center stage, right there. See the camera? See the camera right there? Well, Steve, we're on. Everybody, this is the legendary Steve Rouse. You live up this way. You came to Natalie's.
I did.
How was it, my friend?
It was excellent. I took your suggestion on the,
The tuna? Did you like it?
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
It
incredible.
looks like watermelon, but tastes
Yeah.
like tuna.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, good to see you.
All right,
We will
guys.
see you Tuesday
Yeah,
at
yeah,
your
good.
show,
I
right?
was going to say, let's plug Steve's show again.
111 Main Tuesday at noon, correct?
Lunchtime, baby.
Lunchtime, 111 Main in Bel Air. Also, therealsteverouse.com. Thanks, buddy.
You haven't lost your memory at all.
I haven't lost my memory. No way. If you ask me that tomorrow, I won't know a thing.
Thank you, Steve. Good to see
buddy.
you.
Bye, Vicky. Take care. The legendary Steve Rouse stopping by
Yes,
the
sir.
show. So cool, man. But anyway, we were talking. So, yeah, if you want to donate, that'd be awesome. You know,
Michael-Coachella,
that's it.
Venmo.
By the way, next week, just so everyone will understand what we're doing, we'll have like a company Venmo, like the company's formed now. We're a real company. We are doing things the right way, and it's been because of all of your support and all of your help. Not all of you, but the ones that did. The ones that didn't, this is not for you. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I want you to, but you don't get any credit for
Don't
this.
feel guilty about it.
Yeah, don't
really.
feel-
Just
if
don't
you
feel
do,
guilty.
Donate.
Yeah.
And then I will thank you as well.
Yes.
All Matt and I want to do is entertain you and make enough money to live every day. That's it. Am I right?
Yeah,
I don't want to get rich.
No.
I'll never be rich. I'll fuck it up if I'm rich. I know that.
But this
I
is
will.
what we do.
This is
What
it.
else are we going to do?
Right. We're not good at anything else.
You're going to be happy about this. Well,
Uh-oh.
I don't. You might not be happy
All
about
right.
it, actually. You're going to be happy that there is a Kiss biopic, of course.
I did, and I know who's doing it.
Do you know who's doing Paul Stanley?
Yep.
Tell me.
Jonas.
Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas.
You know what? And I was looking at a picture. I was reading
I
the
see
article
it.
I
I see it.
can see him
I do
looking
too.
like Paul
I
Stanley.
do too. I hope he does the voice, though.
Well, Deadline reports that Jonas will do his own singing, but
Yeah.
will need vocal training to replicate Stanley's voice. I mean, all those kids and the
Listen.
Jonas Brothers can sing.
Listen,
He's got to get a nice
Jonas.
lisp, right?
Listen.
Yeah.
Just know that the power of the Star Child is with you. Always, Jonas. Who's playing Gene? Any word?
I don't know, man. It should be Craig Gass, though.
Craig Gass. Oh, my God. But you can't start the movie when, Gene's 59.
That's true, right? Yeah. The production on the film, which is about the band coming together, is set to get underway either later this year or the beginning of next. It's being directed by Mick G., known for his work on 2 Charlie's Angels films.
Yep. And I love that dude.
Yeah.
Didn't he make his bones? Wasn't he the video guy with the Beastie Boys?
Is that
I think
right?
that's where he got his break.
No, I didn't know that.
I think maybe he did Sabotage before or after. I forget.
Okay.
But I think Mick G was like heavily involved with the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Who I love. You like the Beastie Boys?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
freaking love the Beastie Boys. I really do.
Those guys were way ahead of their time, man.
Dude.
Punk rock rap band. I mean,
They were the first to do a lot of that stuff, man. In fact, the song Sabotage, which was late in their career, to me, I think that song truly was the best combination to represent everything they could do.
Yeah.
Because they played on it. It was rock. It was rap. It was synthesized.
Well, the album they got big on was essentially a rock album.
Yeah,
with
it
them
was.
rapping.
Yep.
But then they went deep into like Paul's Boutique became a big rap.
Well, that
album,
was way before.
Yeah,
the album
yeah.
I'm talking about, Sabotage, that was one of their last.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. Prior to that, I mean, they started out as like a punk rock rap band.
Yeah.
Fight for your right and that stuff. But then
They
on
were
that
a
album,
punk band before they were the Beastie Boys.
yeah, and then
actually.
even before that, I mean, like the other songs on that License to Ill. What a great title for an album.
And a masterpiece,
and
too.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a real freak, Rick Rubin.
Rick
I
Rubin?
like him. Yeah, he's nuts. You ever watch? Yeah, I mean,
I think Rick Rubin is a genius, man.
That has nothing to do with it.
I mean, I think he is not only an incredible producer, the guy's a philosopher, man.
Yeah, no, I like Rick Rubin
I
a lot.
love the guy.
But I do think he's a little, I don't know. I get a bad impression of him sometimes.
I want to be friends with Rick Rubin.
Oh, I
Rick,
do
if you're
too.
watching,
Yeah, Rick,
I want to be your
you're
friend.
one of the best producers to ever live. I just
Rick's
think
not
philosophically he's got some weird things going on. Do you remember John?
He would. I would say that if he was watching our show, listening right now.
You would say what?
He's got some weird stuff going on.
Oh, I don't care. Like I mean, he would know I'm right. I got a lot of weird
no, I'm
stuff
just saying,
going on.
if he was actually watching, I would think I would agree with you that there's something
If he's
going
watching
on.
the show, he proves my point.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this: who's the artist of the '80s? All genres.
Prince.
Really? That's your number one? I don't know if I'll argue.
Or Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He's more the 80s. You said the 80s.
The 80s.
Yeah. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I would say Prince. It's hard. I'd say Prince. How about the 90s?
Oh, man. The 90s.
Weird decade.
Who would you say? Weird Al?
Britney Spears.
Really?
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's when all that shit started. In Sync. Who was bigger than them? Nobody.
Yeah,
I'm talking about artists that developed in the 90s. You know, if Madonna still counts in the 90s, that's not what I mean.
She started in the 80s.
In the 80s.
But she reinvented herself in the 90s.
But I mean, she's an 80s artist. That's where she started.
You're right.
So to me, I don't know who
Timberlake.
Yeah, I mean, all those kids, all those pop, dancey, songy kids, they were for 20 years.
Well, was he really artsy?
Well, I meant
same thing with Britney. They weren't artists
they
in
were
the
pop
sense
stars, man.
that Prince was an artist.
No, of course not.
So
Michael Jackson.
I'm having trouble finding the equivalent of a Prince in the
Yeah,
90s.
I don't know if there's one that exists.
It's probably still Prince.
Yeah, it might
I
be.
mean,
No, you're right. I mean, the
Yep.
Foo Fighters, was that 90s?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Metallica? You really got to call them a 90s band. And I'll tell you why.
Nah, they're an
dude,
80s band, man.
Hear me out.
They invented what they are,
Listen,
and they and inspired bands from those first 3 albums.
I get everything you're saying, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But they were not a global phenomenon until the 90s, until the Black
Well,
Album.
agree. Bob Rock came along, polished up the Black Album.
And they became global superstars.
Sure.
So to me, I get what you're saying. I don't know. That's the only band I could think that would make.
But their
U2,
real art, I think, was made in the
80s.
early 80s.
How about
Yeah.
U2?
I appreciate U2.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge U2
I
fan.
like U2 a lot.
There's a lot of songs I like.
Yeah.
I love Joshua Tree. I love that album.
Can you not?
I
I like the early stuff. War,
yeah.
October, all that.
Were you mad when they put the album on your phone?
No, I didn't have an iPhone for that very reason.
Yeah.
I knew one of them artists were going to try some sneaky shit on me. Now your family's coming up tonight, right?
I don't know if they're here or not. What time is it?
It's 6:15.
Yeah, they'll be here soon.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's wrap up the show with some little business. Hammer Jokes, the comedy club, Hartford Road at the Bowman Restaurant. Will be open. One show in July. We're going to do one show in August. And then September, it will run every weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you know who's going to be on these shows yet?
I'm booking everything. We're working on all that now.
Are you going to be part of any of these shows?
I'm going to do the July show.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know who's going to do the August weekend. And then in September, we'll get going. We're also going to do, we haven't talked about this, but you and I think we're going to do a Thursday night show. And Thursday nights, our show will be on at like 8 p.m.
Hammer Jokes.
At Hammer Jokes Live at 8 p.m. And we'll do our show from the back while the comedy and show it. So
maybe we'll make that like a special bonus show.
We'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on that we're really happy about.
I like that though.
Yeah. Also,
Hammer Jokes, by the way, let's tell people.
Yeah.
Is going to be below the Bowman. It's what was Tracy's Comedy Club.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. That's where I started doing comedy. I love it. So I'm really excited about that. Also, merchandise is available now.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about this.
I know.
We've got hats. We got
shirts.
Mickey Talk shirts.
We got hoodies.
We got hoodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So get to the store. I'm going to post it tonight. Matt will post the link as well on his page. If you're watching, please go to the store, buy a hat, buy a shirt.
MickeyTalks.com coming soon.
Coming soon. Don't go yet. It's being built. I mean, we own the site, but it's being built as we speak.
It's on the way. Yeah,
it's on the way. So everybody, anything you want to get out, Matt?
We definitely want to plug again that tonight, 9:30, we're going to be on a special podcast that we've been invited to by Joe Rambo.
So Joe Rambo, who did our show the other day, he has a gigantic following on Rumble. He's got about 4 or 5 other podcasters that have, massive 100,000 people followers. And they do they call it the Huddle, a show on Friday nights.
Yeah, it's like a roundtable type
live,
show.
and they talk about all kinds of stuff.
We're going to be
True
back in the
honor.
studio tonight
Yes,
at 9:30
but
p.m.
true
East.
honor. Matt and I were invited on. It could be a
appreciate
big
it,
deal
Joe
for
Rambo.
us. Yeah. Thank you to all of you. Anything else you got, Matt?
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. That is at Mickey Talks Pod on YouTube. Please give us a subscription. Give us some likes. Watch the videos there. You'll be helping us out a lot.
It would be so appreciative. We would be so appreciative if you guys can either donate, subscribe, whatever you can do. We're building this. We're building it for you. It's going to be a great entertainment venue that this channel is going to become. So many things are about to happen, and you guys will see it. And I'm so glad you're a part of it. So thank you, everyone.
Come on up here to Natalie's in Fallston, Maryland. We're going to be having dinner here, and you may be able to get a table out here.
Yeah, get out there, Matt. I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Everybody, we will see you very soon. We love you and appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Thanks, everybody.